Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for another episode of Medieval Dynasty. Now available on Steam from RenderCube Games and Toplitz Productions. Today, we are going to jump into the Oxbow map. And again, if you're not familiar with the setup, this is only available right now on Steam PC, or PC, Steam for PC, I think. Other platforms, it will be available over the course of the first half or so of this year. Check the Toplitz or RenderCube or Medieval Dynasty social media pages to keep up with that progress. So I hope you guys are doing well. We are frosty here in DFW as it's been below freezing since Saturday night. But hey, it's warm in the Oxbow and getting warmer because it's about to be summer. So let's jump into this and see what we have going on here. Hope you guys will enjoy the video. Like, share, and subscribe as usual. And chat is open, so make sure to say hello or howdy howdy. Happy medieval. Let's get a little heart. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Anyway, all right. So while you were gone, I spent a day. I did some construction, got a couple new houses. So now we actually have enough housing. I think we have 3 vacant houses now. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We got 3 vacant houses. So we got room for growth. And this is awesome. Plus we got our chickens. Wait, I heard chicks. Did I hear chicks? I thought I heard chicks. So last time we got our rooster, which is Cluck Norris. We got Heidi Plume. We saw Goldie Hen and Henrietta. And they are our resident chickens now. Looks like there may be a couple of feathers, 1 egg. We'll let that fill up a little bit more before we bother gathering. Yes, I hear you there, Chuck Norris. Cluck Norris. All right, so we're going to do some farming. If you guys are not familiar with that setup, we're going to go through that with you here real quick. Let me see if I've got something convenient. Oh, I got those mushrooms. I need to get rid of those. Where do I want to put those? Food storage. That sounds like a good place. We're going to try to make some scrambled eggs with mushrooms here at some point. Oh, we got roasted meat. Okay, that's good. And some steak. We're getting rid of M for moron. There you are. Cool. All right. So let's grab a sip of water here. So if you have questions, be sure to jump in chat and ask them, as some like to say. All right, and then over here we're going to dump off our excess stuff, feathers. We cut down a couple of trees to make room for the houses. We got some steak from them, and we had some extra stone. So that lightens us up to 22 kilos, and that's because of our iron hammer. Which, if we ditch, we're still going to be at 20 kilos. Oh, the bronze shovel. That would explain it. All right, cool. I'm going to keep the hammer on board because we're staying put in the village for now. And we'll throw down something to eat. I thought I saw some roasted meat down here. Plus 17 food. Boom, boom. And boom. That pretty well takes care of that. All right. So we don't have any farming tools on us. And the field we're going to build is up over yonder. And all of our other farm stuff is down here. So we got 1 field the other side of the barn. 3 flax fields across here. All my fields are 10 by 6. I find that to be a real convenient size, and it works great. All right, so let's grab this bag. Now, we're going to need enough uses in this bag. We're going to need 120 uses, effectively. No, 60 uses, because each time you use a bag, it's 0.5 on the durability. So, this bag has 50. Well, it's not quite going to make it. All right? Not quite. Well, it might. Actually, I think it will make it. We're going to try. Hey, Train, what are you flapping your gums about here? For God's sake, man. All right, we know we need 60 fertilizer, so let's get 25 more out of here. And it's that I have the buffs for... What's the buff I have? It makes your farm tools last longer. Farming Master. No. Careful farmer. There it is. 25% slower durability loss of farming tools. So that bag should last us. All right. So we got all but... We only have 58 flax. So that's goofy. We may wind up only planting 58 of 60. We got 60 fertilizer, so we know we got enough fertilizer for the field. Let's just check over here and see if there's any flax seeds in here. There are not. Okay, whatever. We may not fuss about it. All right, so let's head up the hill here. Now, I've already prepped the area, so I had to remove a couple of trees and dig up their stumps, and then I laid it out. So if you're not familiar with this process, what you do is you go into your round menu here, go to Buildings, Farming, and over here to Fields, okay? And you get this post, okay? If you can't build in this spot, it will be red. If you can, it will be green until you come across something that creates it so that you can't build in it. So you can only build facing north, south, east, and west on the compass at the top of the screen, your cardinal directions. So if I click, I'm left clicking, just holding. I could make a 1x1 field. I can make this field as basically up to 16 by 16. All right. If I run out here and I'm running, we're running, boom. So yeah, size limit reached. I'm not a fan of big fields. 10 by 10 will be the biggest field you may see me make. All right. And then you can go over. Used to be there was a now if you're on the valley map, there may be a minimum, I think, of 8 tiles that you have to build the field. But there's not a minimum here on the Oxbow. Okay. So we could stretch this all the way over here, and then now we got a problem. But we don't have a problem here. Sometimes you have to play around with it. Okay. So now we're at 16 by 8. But if we try to go over one tile, if we see that's not working. Let's turn around and see what it is. There's a tree down there. That's the problem. See, we're getting into that tree. So you just got to remove the tree. All right. Now, you can use fields as a tool to help align your village. I just right click to get out of it. The organic paths in the game may curve and everything, which this is one of the main paths that's actually here on the map. But laying paths is simple too. Just face north, south, east, or west. Now, your buildings, if you want to do something more organic rather than so geometric, you know, you can turn the buildings to face basically any direction you want them to. You can get the paths to face any direction you want. But the farm fields and the orchards are based on a north, south, east, west axis. It's just that simple. All right. So then you just got to clear out the space. And when you commit to building the field, this is what it'll look like. It'll be posted off. And each of these posts is one tile. All right. You will need one fertilizer and one seed for each tile. And it will be one use of your tools. All right. So we've got our field laid out. The first step now is going to be to grub the field, as they call it in the game. So we're going to throw our hoe into slot 7. We're going to put our bag in slot 2. All right. So we got our hoe out, and then we're going to step up. So it's not grubbed up. I'm going to left click. I'm on PC. There's different controls. Learn your controls on, you know, various platforms. All right. Now, if you see where I'm standing, I'm kind of between the two tiles. So I'm going to hit this one, and I'm going to actually strafe forward. That's pushing up and right, which is W and D at the same time. And then I'm going to hit here. I'm going to turn right. I'm going to hit again. Now I'm going to strafe forward. Boom. Boom. Strafe forward. Boom. Boom. Okay? And that's kind of an efficient way to do this. So we're going to just keep working away. Now our stamina is going to go down a little bit, but not a whole lot, because it starts to recover. As soon as you swing the hoe, it'll start to recover. But you may run out of stamina. And then down the bottom left, you also see there's the one with the green thing around it. That is your farmer's trance buff, and it's a timer. So you do 10% faster work when that says 1 on it, and then it's 20% faster with the 2 and 30 with the 3. It stacks up to 3. So you can put skill points into that. But you see, this is pretty measured pace here. I don't really think you need that. Farming is not something that necessarily has to be rushed. All right, so now we're at the edge of the field, so we're going to come over here, hit this one, and we're almost done. Now, let's talk about the field size. And we've talked about this before, but I want to cover it in case somebody new is out there. And I know there's new people coming to the game every day. So welcome to the Valley, as we say, although this is the Oxbow. If you're not on PC Steam, you will get the Oxbow when you get the Oxbow. Okay, track social media for Toplets and Render Cube Games and for the game, and they will let you know. This is the 2.0.0.9 build for the game. All right, so now watch what happens. When I do this last one, the sticks are going to disappear. Boom. All right, our field's set. Okay, cool. Now, next step is we got to fertilize. So we're going to pull out our bag. All right, and right-click, and it's going to say fields or orchards. Now, if you're laying out orchards, all you do is click orchards and throw the seedlings down in the middle of the tiles. You don't have to fertilize. But for fields, you have to fertilize. So we're going to go over here, and you see the rotary menu has all the different stuff. Fertilizers first thing. And then you've got the grains with wheat. Pay attention to wheat. I've talked about this before. If you plant in spring, it harvests in autumn. But if you plant in autumn, that's winter wheat, and it harvests the following summer. So you can't pair up wheat in the same field. If you want to do winter wheat, pair it up with cabbage, and then you'll get 2 plantings per year in the use of the field year-round. Otherwise, you have to pair wheat up in the spring with rye in the autumn. Oats plants in spring and harvest in autumn. Rye plants in autumn and harvest in spring. Oats and rye work together, okay, because they're used to make animal feed. So you plant a crop of oats in the spring, harvest in autumn, plant a crop of rye in the autumn, harvest in spring. And then you'll have a whole bunch of rye and oats that either you or your people working in the barn can thresh. And when you thresh them, that's the place on the floor with the stuff laid out, and you whack it with the stick. And that breaks the grains out from the stalks. Okay? You do the same thing with flax and with wheat. Now, the byproduct from wheat, rye, and oats is wheat, rye, or oat grain and straw. The straw can be used in making things and crafting animal feed. Now, if you thresh if you thresh flax, you get, I'm going to get moving here because it's getting dark. You thresh flax, see how now it looks different? And if it does something goofy, kind of like this, let's see if it does. All right, see, it laid it out, but if you miss, it'll look like you throw out dust. See how that worked? But it doesn't take anything away from you. See, I missed. There. So now I'm just going to keep moving forward. All right, anyway, flax, you get flax seeds, which you can plant or sell, and you get flax stalks. And the flax stalks are taken into the sewing hut, and using the sewing machine or the spinning wheel, you turn them into linen thread. Now, on the Valley map, it takes 10 flax stalks to make 1 linen thread. On Oxbow, it only takes 5. There's been some changes to the economy, and those have been covered ad nauseum through our various videos. Autumn, hello, welcome aboard. How are you today? I missed you. You've been around for a few days. Is everything okay? You guys doing all right? Are you freezing up there in upper SC? We've been below freezing since Saturday here in Dallas. It's cold. And we're going to be below freezing until late Wednesday. So, anyway, all right. So, when you thresh rye and oat, you wind up with oat grain and rye grain and flax. Straw. 1 oat grain, 1 rye grain, and 5 straw equals 1 animal feed. So if you have animals, you want to do that process, I'm saying, for maybe a year in advance, unless you just want to go buy it, or unless you adopt baby animals, because the adults eat twice as much as the babies. Now, so I think it's good to get the logistics of animal feed production up and running before you bring in animals. The animals are much cheaper on Oxbow than they are in the Valley. Of course, they sell for less too, so you can't make as much money off of them. But that's neither here nor there. So you want to schedule out your farm fields based on what you're attempting to do. If you want to make animal feed, dedicate a field to oats and rye. You can always take the oat grain or the rye grain if you have excess, and you can take it to the kern in the barn and grind it into flour, which then you can take to the Kitchen 2 oven. Well, it could be, you have to unlock Kitchen 2 in your technology tree to be able to use the oven. The oven is actually present in Kitchen 1. You just can't use it. All right. So now we've laid down manure for the field. Now let me show you what this looks like from a technical standpoint. We're going to go into our management. Okay. And when you go into the management, you look over here, here's your fields. We're going to click on this. Now this is field 9 we're working on. All right. And this little indicator right here means it's too far from the farm shed for people to be able to use it. So I'm going to have to take care of it myself or build another farm shed, which is kind of in the future. I plan on doing that. But doing the farming yourself, A, is more efficient, as we showed in the last video or a couple of videos back. I was able to actually seed, was it 3 fields or 4 fields? It may have been 4, but it was at least 3 10x6 fields in the time it took my villager to do, and she didn't even finish 1. All right. You're the most efficient villager you've got. So take advantage of that. Plus you want to build your farming skills and get all the points maxed out in farming. All right. So we're going to lay flax in this field. You'll see the different crops across the field. Now, at this point with the field where it is, if I want to hand this off to a villager, now understanding I can't because I'm too far from the farm shed. You want the farm shed to be located in the center of your fields. And then you want the farmers' houses to either be adjacent to the farm shed, but then you've also just put houses inside the radius that's effective, right? So you have the farm shed and you have an effective radius around it. You want fields in that effective radius. You really don't want to take up that space with anything else, except a fire pit, right? I advocate you build a fire pit, which is the stone campfire, and then put some log benches around it for your people to gather and sit, because that's what they do first thing in the morning. And it's key to understand this game mechanic. All of your production people work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're doing whatever you're having them do based on their assignments for their production building, which is here. Your farm workers will do whatever needs to be done as long as they have the tools to do it, either in the farm shed or in resource storage. All right. So field 9, I'm going to walk through the process of how to set this up so that you can see, even though I'm going to take care of it myself. We're going to make this a flax field. All right. This is flax right here, because I know I've got fields 1, 2, and 4. And I'm going to rename this field. So if you see here, there's no name, how everything's got a name to it. Down here, you see custom name. We can click on that. This is true of your buildings, and it's true of your animals too. All right, I'm going to call this East 1 because this is on the east side of the road. East side. So we're going to double click on this. So now it shows it unplowed. Lower efficiency, farm shed far away. The people may work it, but there's really no point. First off, I don't think I have anybody working the fields right now because, again, I can do all the work myself faster. I'd rather have them make fertilizer for the fields and make animal feed and process stuff that we've produced to that end. So they're in the barn. All right. So if I want to take this next step, now we just went from not grubbed up, we grubbed it with a hoe, then we were unfertilized. So then we laid out fertilizer. So now someone could take this over and do, but they don't know what to plant. See, if I click on this, this is where you tell your people villager working schedule. It's showing empty. All right. I'm going to click on that. That's going to open up this menu for plant types. All right. So now I could work it through manage, assignment, and whatever. But what I'm going to do is double click on what I want, which is flax. Now, let's go through this process again so you understand. Wheat plants in spring, harvests in autumn, plants in autumn, this is winter wheat, and harvests the following summer. Oats, plants in spring, harvests in autumn. Rye, plants in autumn, harvests in spring. Pair these two up. Flax, plants in spring, harvests in summer. Beetroot, plants in spring, harvests in autumn. Onion, plants in spring, harvest in summer. Cabbage, there's 2 plantings. Spring, harvest summer, and summer, harvest autumn. So if you're going to do winter wheat, which plants in autumn and harvests in summer, and you want to use the field twice in the year, then fertilize it again, hoe it again, and plant cabbage in the summer, harvest that in autumn, and then you can turn the field. Carrots have 2 planting seasons, but they grow for 2 seasons. Plant in winter, harvest summer, plant in spring, harvest autumn. And in poppies, plant in spring, harvest autumn. All right? Wheat is a smart thing if you want lots of flour to make various breads in kitchen too, because you got to have the oven. All right? Oat and rye will also allow you to make various breads, but I think the better use for them is animal feed. If you got pigs, you're going to get lots of manure. You just got to feed them. It's a cyclical thing. You feed the pig. The pigs poop. You take the manure to the barn. You turn it into fertilizer. You put the fertilizer on the field. You plant oat or you plant rye. You grow them. You turn that into animal feed. You feed the pigs. Feed the pig. It's a cyclical thing. But 3 adult pigs will produce enough manure for me to do half a field in 1 day. So in 2 days' time, 3 adult pigs produce enough manure to fertilize 1 10x6 field. All right? And we'll talk about the field size again here in just a second, because I want to make sure you understand what to expect from your tools in regards to working the fields. Because when you're new at the game, you're just starting out. You only have, you have to cut down a tree, get a log and some sticks and make a wooden hoe. That thing's only going to last so long before it breaks. And then if you, kill an animal, take the leather and craft a simple small bag, that's only going to last so long. The key is to know how long it's going to last. And offhand, just quickly looking at it, if you look at your, right here, these numbers right here, this higher number on the right is the durability of the tool when it's brand new. The number on the left is the remaining durability of the tool. Now, in normal conditions, a simple small bag, which is made from, if you're on the valley, 3 leather makes 1 simple small bag or simple bag. One is it 2 leather and 1 linen fabric makes a bag, and the bag lasts basically 4 times longer. The bag has a durability of 120. The simple bag has a durability of 30. Now, again, using the bags is a 0.5 durability loss per use, which means each tile of the field you either fertilize or put seed down in, or you put out like a tree sapling. Well, you know what? I haven't checked that, though. I don't know if that uses 0.5 or it uses more than that. I don't know. That's weird. You got to run to the store real quick. Okay, no worries. Do what you got to do. Life comes first. Priorities. Just be safe. Knowing the durability and how long it's going to last helps. So bags have a 0.5 per use durability loss. Hoes have a 1 loss of durability per use. Okay? So every time you strike the ground with a hoe, that's going to cost you 1 durability. Now, if you're playing on the valley, map, a wooden hoe, which I think crafts from 1 log and 5 sticks, will last, I think, 54 tiles. Last I checked. It may have changed by now. All right, but I don't think they're doing any changes in all that in the valley right now. They're doing all the upgrades in the Oxbow, letting us test them out, kind of seeing where things are and making adjustments because they're nerfing production and making it harder to play. Or they're pushing you to grow your village and have more people working. One or the other. The wooden hoe only has a durability, I think, of 30 on here. Wait. It's, well, okay, hold on. 32. I know this because the copper's 128. The hoes go up, they double. So the wooden hoe is 32 durability, which means it'll work 32 tiles. But on the valley map, it'll work 54. So you could do a 9x6 field, and you just need 2 wooden hoes to initially get that field up and going. One time you've got to grub it initially, and then each time you put down fertilizer, you got to go through it again and till it. All right? So your initial setup is going to take 2 wooden hoes, and afterwards, for each planting you do, you're going to need 1 wooden hoe per field. All right? So keep that in mind, so that way you've got the tools ready, so you're not running back and forth, dinking around, wasting your time. Now, the wooden hoe, you double that durability to 64. That's the stone hoe. So as soon as you start making stone hoes, you're going to double your efficiency. Then when you make copper hoes, that's double that, 128. Then the bronze hoe is 256. So I'll let you take a guess what the iron hoe is. 512. That's right, boys and girls. You're on top of it. Okay? Now again, if you get the Careful Farmer buff, you'll get slower durability loss of your farming tools. It makes them work more efficiently. All right? So, keeping that in mind, let's go back to our field and let's set it up like we were going to automate it. So we're going to double click on it. You can see the state that it's in. It'll be unsown. As soon as we go through and grub it again, or till it. Now we have to till it. Your initial thing is grubbing. After that, you're tilling it. Then it will go into this unsown color, which is darker brown. Then as soon as we put seeds down, it'll show green for plants growth. And then next season, it'll show yellow, ready for harvest. Now you can do multiple crop types in one field. All right? So we go here and we can change plant type. Edit field is great, except we don't have something selected. We change the plant type, or you double click up here. Okay? We're going to put down flax. Double click on flax. Now, see how this changed to flax? And now if I hover over this, see how the square is moving around? I can left click and drag to fill the field. And then what I want to do is stop field editing. And then I hit escape and accept. Now, see how it says 60? 60 tiles of flax. And we're all good. Now, if you want to do multiple things in the field, go back to this, click on this, and now we could say, okay, we're going to do half flax and half cabbage because we have 30 seeds for each. So I'm going to double click on cabbage and see how it came up here. And I'm going to pick this side of the field to do cabbage. Stop field editing, escape, boom. Now it's showing 30 flax, 30 cabbage up here. All right? So that's how that works. And then if you leave this to its own devices and you have someone assigned to the farm shed and you have the seeds and the tools, in this case you're going to need a bag, a hoe, and 30 flax seeds and 30 cabbage seeds in either the farm shed trunk or in your resource storage building. Your villager who's assigned to the farm shed will then come along and they will hoe the field, they'll till it. If you've got 2 people assigned, someone else will come along behind them with the bag and start putting the seed down. They'll start working together in the same field. So that helps it get done quicker. All right? So that's how you automate your fields. And if you want to change it at the end of the season, oops, or even a lot. Now, if you put down seeds and then change it like, okay, I'm going to set this up for next season, the people will come along and they'll take your seeds up and you'll lose them. And then they'll reset the field for what you've said for it to be. So you got to be a little careful about that, right? So we want to get rid of the cabbage and go all flax. So we're going to double click on flax. I'm just going to put it here and just put it here, click, and then drag. Hit stop field editing, hit escape. Yes, we want to accept the changes. And now we're all flax all the time. All right? And that's how you set it up. Now, if you want to change it season to season, once it's planted, when the next season starts or right after it's been harvested, go ahead and change it up. Just clear out whatever you have in it. You can remove it or empty it or whatever. Again, if you want to see that. So we'll go here, empty, empty, left click. I said left click. Hello? That clears it out. But I canceled it, so we got flax. All right? And that's how you handle farming. When stuff's ready to be harvested, the people will come harvest it. As long as you got tools like beetroot, onions, carrots, cabbage, your various root crops, people walk the field and they harvest by hand. For your grain crops, though, for these guys, and I think for poppy, whoops, you have to have a sickle or a scythe. Okay? The scythe is more efficient. But the people seem to like sickles. So if you have sickles in your inventory, they're going to pick up the sickle, and it allows them to clear one tile at a time. It's a slow process. Meanwhile, you can come in with a scythe, swamp, and take out like 2.5 rows of tiles by like 1 or 2 deep. It's pretty slick. So that's a better tool to have available. I got forward to feet. That's closer out his way anyway. Okay, so we'll see if he responds back here. Otherwise, we're going to have to look to do some. Okay, almost done here. Just got to do a little worky work thing here. All right, hang on a second here. All right, I will be right back with you folks. You guys just stand by. Okay. My boss, of course, couldn't communicate via text and just tell me something simple, so I had to take a quick phone call there. Anyway, all right, so I hope that covers everything. It's about farming that you should have. And we'll go from there. Uh, so, yeah, if you have any questions about farming, let me know in the chat or comments, and we'll take it from there. So now I'm going to finish doing the work here because we want to get this done. It's already the end of the business day. Yes, it's 8 p.m. So we got, oh no, we actually have tomorrow to get this done. We have day 7 to get this done. But we want to get moving along. So we're going to grub the field. We got our hoe here, and I'm going to show you real quick on our inventory. We're using the copper hoe. I'm making bronze hoes. I bought a couple of iron hoes, but what I'm doing is just going through the janky stuff. I got rid of the wooden ones, got rid of the stone ones. Now I'm going to finish off this copper one. All right, so this should work for 71 tiles. So watch. Doink. All right, see how the field's brown there? And then we go back to our inventory. And now, nope, not that one, copper. Now it's got 70.25. All right, and that's because I have the Careful Farmer skill maxed out. 25% less loss of durability. All right, so that's why it's good to run that up. Farmers Trance Farms, Careful Farmer to me is pretty important. Until you're buying really nice tools like bronze or iron, if you're working with wood, stone, or even copper, Careful Farmer is something that really works well for you. All right, and I'd say that's even, you need that before you need Farming Master or Farmers Trance. And Farming Master helps because that keeps your stamina up, and you just keep going at whatever you're doing. All right. So here we go. We're just going to keep doing the same. Whoops. The same way we did. I'm kind of between tiles. I'm going to just turn and then stray forward. And you're going to see my stamina isn't going to recover really fully doing this. So we'll probably get tired and have to take a break. But as long as you do something, you see the little 1 in the bottom left. That's the farmer's trance. Okay. It resets every time you complete an activity. So that's striking the ground 1 time effectively, or throwing out 1 thing of seeds or fertilizer. All right. That's 1 action. Boom. Resets the clock. You have like 60 seconds. And that's important more in building than it is in the farms. Because in building, you have to do, you know, say you're doing a wood tile roof. With the log, that's 13 swings of the hammer. That takes a few seconds, right? So you want to keep that clock maxed out, because then that's going to give you 30% faster building. And building, to me, is something that helps to be, that works faster. All right, so we're almost done here. Now I'm going to show you what the field looks like in the status on the management screen. And then we'll go from there. Now, people may say, hey, if there's donkeys or cows or horses, oh my, why don't they have plows for the fields? You know what? It's medieval Dynasty. It's not farming simulator, right? Why don't we just have, you know, we have deer. Why don't we just have John Deere tractors, right? You would have massive fields, and it would just take 5 seconds to do the work. And it's kind of a game you can kind of slow down, enjoy, relax, and have fun playing, okay? So let's go back into our management tab here. We'll look at the field. Field 9, boom, boom. Now notice it's the unsown state. All right. So we'll back out of this. We're going to go back to our bag, and we're going to check the durability of our bag. 31.1. So we're good to go. Any way you slice it with a 60 tile field. So in determining your field size, the biggest qualifying aspect to me is fertilizer and how much you can provide to fertilize a field. Now, once you get pigs up and going, I just told you how much 3 of them produce. 3 of them fill up the 1 pigsty with poop. There's 6 blocks for manure. And it's 100%. And so basically each 10% is 1 manure. So that's 60 manure. Well, it takes 2 manure to make 1 fertilizer at the workbench in the barn. So that's 30 fertilizer one day, 30 fertilizer the next day. I got a whole field worth of fertilizer in 2 days. Boom. Just like that. And I have some crops that are 1 season and some are 2. I play 7-day seasons. Early game, especially in season 1, you're going to want to gather unripe berries, and those turn to rot. Anything rot, now meat is different. Meat rots, and you get 3 rot for every 1 meat. But all your vegetables, it's 1-to-1 ratio. But you need 10 rot to make 1 fertilizer at the workbench in the barn. So I need 600 rot to make 60 fertilizer for one of my fields, as opposed to only needing 120 manure. So that's something to keep in mind before you start laying out 16 by 16 fields everywhere. Do you have the manpower to work them? Do you have, and can you gather or produce enough materials to make the fertilizer for them? Do you have the time to get it done yourself? And are you going to wind up with so much excess that it doesn't matter? Your first season, I really think it's smart if you get a flax field in the ground. You'll get enough food from hunting or whatever. This should be before you have any villagers. But the key thing is to get a field started and loot stuff around the map. All right, if you go on my community tab, there's 2 different infographics, and there are associated videos for them. One is for the valley map to run the looting path, and you could run the looting path. It takes you counterclockwise into Gustovia day 1. You should wind up with 2,000 to 4,000 coins worth of stuff. You go over to Denica, buy your large pouch and your simple large backpack. Then you get your 65 kilograms carry weight. Then you got Geish. You can just go to the barn and you could buy fertilizer and seeds to plant your first flax field. And then you may along the way find some cabbage seeds or beetroot seeds or whatever. Put those in the ground, because then you start building a seed bank, which means the next season you may have double the number of seeds. You're not going to need beetroot right away, or onions or carrots, whatever. Carrots and onions are proven out to be pretty useless. On the valley, onions are great because you can make flatbread with onion when you unlock Kitchen 2. And that's good. Here, it's not so great. If you're making something higher up the villager demand list, which is this thing right here, people's demand control, if you're making something that's higher up this list, like pottage, nobody's going to eat flatbread with onion when that is here. And they're not going to eat the pike, because they're going to consume this first before they get to this. All right? So just it helps to understand the game mechanics so you know how to play the game. No reason to grow carrots. You combine carrots with meat to make stew, but look how far down that is. Whereas cabbage and meat makes pottage, or beetroot and meat makes soup. Vegetable soup is a waste of time, because that takes 2 beetroot, 2 cabbage, 2 onions, and 2 carrots each. It takes a lot of stuff. It's good for you and sells well, but pottage sells well and soup sells well too. And eventually your vendors are going to run out of money. If you go sell 100 pottage per season, or like 2 or 3 times a year, you're gonna have more money than you know what to do with. Right now, I've got more money than I know what to do with. All right, so let me check this first. And then we're gonna hit the menu here, and then we're gonna do flax seeds. See, it's telling us rye grain's not in season. We do flax. All right, there's flaxseed. All right, so I'm gonna stand here in between the 2 tiles, facing west. Right. Now, if we go over here, back to the management tab, you'll see the difference. So double click on it. See how it's got one tile that's green? There you go. And that also helps you track your villager progress if you have villagers working the fields. But you should do most of the farming until basically you max out your farming, as far as I'm concerned. Unless you just can't handle it, in which case you're probably not being efficient. Flax is something you can grow tons of, though. Because then, once you restock, like with this now, we're going to have 4 flax fields, and that's what I've been saving for. So basically, I save 240 flax seeds per year. Put those back into the farm shed, so they're there, and sell the rest. Now, they don't sell for as much here, but they also don't cost as much to buy. On the valley, you can make butt tons of money selling flax seeds. So then, harvest time, you make lots of flax. So then you thresh that, and you have lots of flax stalks and lots of flax seeds, which we just discussed. So your first season or 2 on the valley map, or even on here, these strategies work for either map. But I'm just telling you some certain things about, what's popular and what's not. Like on the valley, you can make hundreds of stone knives and get rich, and you can't on this map, because whereas on the valley map stone knives sell for 20 coins, on here they only sell for 2.5. But you can make simple bags, which take 3 leather on the valley map and only 1 leather on this map, so you get 3 bags for 1, and then you're getting like 18 coins out of that. Plus you get the crafting. All right, so we are about to be squared away with this field. Does anybody have any questions regarding farming? If you do, put those in the chat. Put them in comments. I've covered this on other videos, but I want to make sure we're all squared away and everybody's happy. Has all your questions answered, because there tends to be a lot of questions regarding farming. Well, there's a lot of questions about different things in the game. like how you do this or how you do that. I want to make sure everybody's thoroughly educated on how to do it. Now, I would another strategy to think about to be efficient is if I'm working over at the farm shed, I know my tools are there and they're close. All right, we're out. So what I'm going to do is here on day 7. Oops. Now see, here's unripe berries. You can either wait till summer for these to ripen, or you can pick them yourselves. Now, the other aspect of that is I'm going to start gathering morel mushrooms. These are only good for 2 things: scrambled eggs with mushrooms, or to turn to rot and use as fertilizer. Okay. And there's way more mushroom patches on the Oxbow map than there are on the Valley map. Well, let me quantify that. You see how many morel mushrooms there are per patch. That's pretty much the same. What's different is the poisonous mushrooms that Vanilla Ice is killing your brain with. And whereas your edible mushrooms, the red pine, the bolé, and the parasol mushrooms usually appear in groups of 6 to 12. The poisonous mushrooms that are used for making potions, which are the bitter bolé, the woolly milkcap, and the Mario Kart mushroom, fly agaric. Let's go clean up here. Those mushrooms on the Valley map appear in pairs. It's like there's a male-female pair. They're usually within just 3 or 4 meters of each other. Whereas you'll see a cluster of parasol, parasol, bolé, or red pine mushrooms. Or in spring, you'll see a cluster of morel mushrooms. I think we've got plenty, but let me check the kitchen here. If we make scrambled eggs with mushrooms. Oh, it takes 3 eggs and 3 morel mushrooms. Okay. So let's take a quick look, make sure I don't have anything in my waste bin. So say we got 60. Okay, we got 45, which means we got enough more mushrooms to make 15 things of scrambled eggs with mushrooms. So now I bought a rooster and 4 hens, or 3 hens. We got animal feed in the sack, got some here, all right. And now I'm going to just check. See how it says 10%? That's feathers. And then up here we got an egg. All right, so there's our day 1 gatherings. Now, in the pig side, look here. We got 3 adult pigs in here. We got 2 baby pigs. Okay. Warville and Wilbur, or Babe, excuse me. See how there's manure 70%, 100%. That's, hello. All right. That's 10 manure. See in the upper left? This will be 7. There's 3, so that's 20. There's 90. It's 9. Pigs take quite a bit of maintenance. Okay, got plenty of food for them. Now let's go over check over here. Now here, this thing should be 100% across the board. 100, okay, 90, we're close. And there we go, okay? So we are producing a lot of manure. Lot. Our trees look pretty. It's spring. They're going to be done here before long. We got. That's 50 tiles worth of manure. Okay. And, oh, good. All right. It's full up. Sweet. So here in the barn, I like to put the stuff in here because I know where to find it. Your people who work in the barn can either get it out of the trunk here or get it out of resource storage. All right. So we got 2,488 rot. 600 rot is enough to fertilize a 10 by 6 field. So that means we got 4 fields worth of rot. When it comes to manure, we got 1,158 and it takes 120. We've got almost 10 fields, 10 applications. So what I want to do is get back to using the rot so we can clear that out. So we're going to go to management, go over here, farming, go to barn 2, double click on that, come up here to the jobs. All right. See how it's fertilizer? This fertilizer down here is manure times 2. We're going to take this out of play and we're going to scroll down to fertilizer here, which is rot times 10. And we're going to allocate that manpower to this. All right. So that means they're only going to do 7.87 per day. That's not very much. So I'm going to drag some out of there. So that's 10.5 per day. You are the most efficient villager you have. This is 3 people working in the barn, I believe. Yep, got 3 of them. So we're working on making animal feed, which we're making basically about 17 per day. Rye grain, they're threshing 5 times 14 per day. So how that works is if you go over here to the threshing floor, wheat grain, you have to have 7. Oat grain, you have to have 7. Rye takes 7. Flax, you have to have 2. Okay? But it makes 14 rye grain and 7 straw. All right? So that's your output. And then when that comes, when that gets done, if you do it yourself, it winds up on you. It's in your pocket. But when your villagers do it, all this winds up in resource storage. All right? So that's where you got to go look for it. So then if they're going to make animal feed, which is right here, you have 1 oat grain, 1 rye grain, and 5 straw. The problem is the math doesn't add up. You wind up with not enough straw. So there's 5 oat, there's 568 rye, there's a bunch of rye grain, there's no straw in here. So now if we want to see where the straw is, you go into your management and then check your storage. Okay? It's like checking your staging on Kerbal Space Program. You check your storage. Okay? We got 18 animal feed. We scroll down here. Okay? There's flour. Oat. There's 3. So we can go grab that and we can bring it over so that then we can thresh out 1. Tons of oat grain. Tons of rye grain. Straw. And then there's some wheat grain too. All right. So you can read you can check what you got where from anywhere on the map. And that's so if you get a master idiot alert in the upper left-hand corner when the people are working, because it doesn't show up at night because they're not working, right? If you get a thing in the upper left-hand corner with the anvil that's telling you production building has a problem, then you just go into your management tab, okay, and find out where there's, no resources. All right? And it'll say no resources. And then you go up here and it'll say no resources in red. Then it will show you down here what you don't have. If you're out of rye grain, it'll be in red. Right? So at that point, then you can take the work out of that particular whatever it is you're making and allocate it somewhere else. That make sense? So that's how that works. All right. Now, if you see stuff like this, see how there's lots of, it's like, oh, hey, A-Train, why you got problems there? Let me hit escape. I'm going to show you. Okay. This one, no assignments. Well, there's nobody assigned to work there. I do the work. So this is no big deal. This won't show up. This one hasn't been built yet. Or it's incomplete. Right? In extraction, we got we're showing 3 problems. Double click, okay. The well has nobody assigned. Woodshed 2 has nobody assigned. And the excavation shed, this one has not been built because that is our stage up here. That's this. This is just the foundation of an excavation shed. All right. So some of the fun, creative stuff you can do. The only problem is you can't put anything on it. That kind of sucks. But we can put bulletins on this back side of the board for the village, and then we can hold meetings or do presentations or song and dance routines. If we can get a bronze pole, we could have, you know, strippers, male or female, whatever you want. Okay. So that's how it works. All right, so let's go thresh what's left of this oat that's in here that we saw. Here. We'll take that out. So we've got lots of oat grain, and we've got lots of rye grain. Oops. Should have cut between the... What we don't have a lot of is straw. So let's grab this. Now we're going to take all but one of these because now we got 7. Okay. The upper left-hand corner in yellow, it says 7. So now here we hit craft. We just click this once. And boom, we're done. Okay, so we got 7 straw and 14 oat grain. So we can put the straw and the oat grain in here if we want. Right? We need one of these, and 5 of these to make 1 animal feed. And that way you can keep your chickens eating and producing eggs and feathers. And you can keep your pigs producing poop, which fertilizes your field. Man, I got my hair cut yesterday, and I got it real short on the back and sides. I'm sitting here in my apartment. I've got the thing set to 68, but it's like I got a cool breeze on my back. All right. So, anybody have any questions on farming, working this stuff out? We've covered how to set up the field and everything, right? And grubbing the field, fertilizing the field, hoeing the field, and seeding the field, both yourself or setting it up so that your villagers who are assigned to the farm shed will do it for you. The only thing we haven't covered is actual harvesting the field, but we've covered the process. You walk through the field. If it's a root crop, which is cabbage, beetroot, carrots, or onions, and you literally just lean down to the tile, click, and you collect it. Click, 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 click. If it's a grain, flax, oats, rye, wheat, or poppy, you've got to clear it either with a sickle or a scythe. The scythe is more efficient. Okay? Now, if you have poppy, this is the exception to the rule here for the grains. You actually break down the poppy stuff here at the workbench. You get 2 poppy seeds per 1 poppy plant. And what are poppy seeds good for? The herbalist hut, you can make potions of weight or potions of strength and some other stuffs. They use, and you get a lot. If you do one field, or I think a field and a half of poppy, I've got freaking 228 poppy seeds still. I had over 400. We're making a bunch of potions. They go into resource storage once they're made. All right. But if we look through here, let's see if healing potions. No, most of your healing is broadleaf plantain and dandelion. Poison-related stuff's got St. John's wort, dandelion henbane, daisy, and thistle. Okay. Enhancement potions. Potion of health. That has poppy seed. And daisies and dandelions and broadleaf plantain. Potion of stamina. Dandelions and chicory. Potion of satiety is hops and chicory. Potion of saturation is daisy. I've never used satiety or saturation. Never used it. Stamina, rarely. Potion of health, This just temporarily gives you 50 more health. And it lasts for 8 minutes. That's pretty good. Now, potion of weight. This is a big one. This is a big, big, big one. This takes 5 poppy seeds and 5 henbane, which either you or your herbalist hut worker can gather during summer. Okay? But the potion of weight gives you plus 20 kilograms weight limit for 10 minutes. This is key if you're going mining. It makes you much more efficient. And we covered that in previous videos. All right? Potion of temperature needs hops. And then a potion of strength just uses 5 henbane. Which, this, if you go mining, it takes 1 or 2 less cracks with your pickaxe to break open rocks. So, and then you can cut down trees faster too. But what that does is it makes it less durability loss on your tools. Other potions, potion of night vision, deadly nightshade, and henbane. Turn up the brightness on your computer. Mine's 125%, but that's so you guys can see. Poison. That girl is poison. Takes deadly nightshade. That just grows naturally all over the place, and you gather it. It's gatherable during summer. Adds a little bit of damage to your weapons. Potion of camouflage has the edible mushrooms, bolete, parasol, red pine, and morel. That takes a lot. That just, to me, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then Potion of Possibilities. This allows you to reset your skills. And this takes the 3 poison mushrooms, which are Bitter Bolete, Fly Agaric, which is the Mario Kart mushroom, and Woolly Milkcap, 1 mead, and then you make the Potion of Possibilities. I advise you have potions of sobriety available to help knock this down quicker. Have some fun with it for a little bit, then go from there. And then poison ammo. You can make poison ammo, but you got to have poison, and then you got to have various ammo. Boom. All right, cool. So, yeah, that's why you get the poppy stuff. Grow poppy. And if you do one good-sized field, like this is Deadly Nightshade, but it's not in bloom yet. Well, it's blooming. It's just not available for harvest until summer. And then we've got unripe berries. But those will be ripe berries come summer. Now, if we gather all these up, there will not be... if we gathered all these up, we wouldn't be able to harvest ripe berries from them in summer. What you do is what I did here, is I picked up some accidentally. You just drop them on the ground. In this case, I just put a wicker crate out. And I drop them in there, so it just kind of keeps things organized. Or I think it looks better. But that's me. All right. And then this is your kern, which is where you take wheat, rye, or oat grain and grind it into flour. All right. And then you take that flour and you go over to the kitchen over there, kitchen 2 or kitchen 1. If you unlock kitchen 2, it unlocks using the oven. So that unlocks the oven. But you don't have to actually, the oven shows up in kitchen 1, which is kind of weird because in some of the other buildings, you know, pieces don't show up until like the salting barrels don't show up in here until you upgrade to tier 2. Okay. But the oven is there regardless. So, and I've talked about this before, you don't actually have to build a kitchen 1. You can just unlock the recipes and cook them in your house. Okay? You can roast meat over the fire, and then you can cook with the cauldron. It's got everything available here that you've unlocked. So there's that information for you. Anything else? So all you can cook anything you unlock in the kitchen. Okay, so you just go into technology, right? And it's over here. Kitchen 1 unlocks pretty quick. So you just buy the recipes here. Okay, and you can make these in your house. Now, if you're playing on Oxbow, now if you just say you make a campfire, you make a campfire, you can roast meat over the campfire, but you gotta have a cauldron to cook the soups and stuff with. Okay, and then you gotta have wooden bowls, which you make in your workshop, or you can buy them. But you don't need to actually build a kitchen until you unlock kitchen 2, and you don't have to upgrade the kitchen to kitchen 2. You just will only have one working position, and you'll have less storage in the trunk. So if you want to put more junk in the trunk, you got to upgrade to kitchen 2, which takes a bunch more logs, and then it takes wooden planks. But then you'll have 2 job positions here as well. So gives you more employment opportunities for your villagers. So most of my production buildings are tier 2. So like, except the sewing hut. The sewing hut only has 1 worker position in it at tier 2. I don't know if it sets up another one at tier 3 or what. But your work positions are the spinning wheel, which is where you turn your flax stalks into linen thread. Then the loom, which is where you turn linen thread or wool thread into linen fabric or wool fabric. And then there's the tailoring table where you actually turn that into stuffs. So you actually have 3 work positions in the building here. And then here in the smithy, you have the forge, you have the workbench, and you have the anvil. So you actually have 3 working positions for 2 people here. This is a tier 2 smithy. Tier 2 workshop. Now, and this is where I'm talking about adding stuff. The workbench is in tier 1. The pottery wheel is in tier 2. So when you upgrade to tier 2, you get this additional job position and crafting ability. So there's actually two work positions here. And then, of course, your chest is bigger. And then here in the herbalist hut, you go from 1 job position to 2. So that's in management. You look here. So it says 2 people. The well only has one position. Hunting. Fishing hut's only got one until you upgrade to tier 2, then it has 2. Hunting lodge. Farming, the barn goes from 2 positions to 4. Farm shed only has 4 positions. And animal husbandry, you basically assign one person to a given deal. I'm hoping the devs will change this soon, so you could assign, say, one person to all the pig sties and one to all the hen houses, or even one person to all of it. And maybe they can get it all done, and maybe they can't. And at that point, you add another person. Right? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Production down here, kitchen 2 jobs. Sewing hut, only 1 job. Smithies, 2 jobs. Workshop, 2 jobs. And we are going to be looking to add somebody to the village. And the list of candidates, Nita Mira is a farmer and a hunter, which is a good thing because they've nerfed stuff down. Let's go back here and actually look at this. Hunting. So meat at 35% intensity. This is with 3 people. They're gathering 20 per day. And then leather and fur. How much do they have? They got 10 bronze knives. Okay, that's plenty. I don't have anybody in the workshop. Let's look at the extraction in the woodshed. Got 1 person working here. And they're bringing in 34 logs per day. 20 firewood per day. 17 sticks per day. And they're making 22 planks per day. I'm actually going to reallocate. I think we've got tons of sticks. Yeah, I think we have enough sticks. So let's go back to the woodshed and let's change this allocation around. Let's take sticks out of play, and we're going to actually increase firewood. There. Because I think our firewood count is actually going down slowly, but we had a crap ton of it at one point, like 800 or 900. Yeah, see, now we're down to 240. So that will punch that up a little bit, and hopefully we'll be just ahead. Actually, we'll know if we look. Daily demand is 231 for firewood. All right, so that's 33, 34-ish per day we're producing, so we're probably going to have to put somebody in lumberjacking, which means we need an extraction specialist, which would be Ludewaj or Sulisti, who's also a production specialist, sucks at farming. So if we do Sulisti, there's overlap between Nita Mira. She's a 133122. Now those numbers are, let me light up our people here. Extraction, hunting, farming, diplomacy, which is only good in the market. Survival, which is fishing and the herbalist hut. And production, which is workshop, smithy, sewing hut, kitchen. All right. Extraction is the woodshed and the excavation shed. Hunting, obviously the hunting lodge. Farming is the barn, animal husbandry, or the farm shed. Diplomacy is the markets. Okay. So Nina Mira is a 1 at extraction. The other 2 guys are 3s. She's a 3 at hunting, and Luds, we're going to call him Luds, Luds is a 3. So she and he are both 3s, which means that's great if you need 2 farmers, but if you only need one, or hunters, excuse me, then you don't need them both, right? So Nidamira is a 3 at farming. Luds is a 2. Sully is a 1. Nidamira is a 1 at diplomacy. Luds is a 2. Sully's a 2. So they're not great at it. And really, you could put someone in the market and they'll get the job done. They'll get a bunch of experience real quick and go up in levels. That's not hard to do. So that's never really a big concern of mine. If they have a 3 there, I'd rather have 3s in production. Excuse me. And then production. Nidamira is a 2, Luds is a 2, and Sully is a 3. So to me, what we could do is pick up Nidamira and Sully. So then we have a extraction specialist, we have a hunting specialist, we have a farming specialist, and we have a production specialist, crafting specialist. They're lacking in diplomacy and in survival, which we have both covered. Does that make sense? So we cover 4 of our 6 areas of need, and we need an extraction specialist, and we could use a farmer. I'll probably start putting them to work in the fields. Plus, we have an additional position available. Oh, you made it back finally, huh? Did you get what you needed? What's for dinner? We could put her to work in the barn, which would increase our output of fertilizer and animal feed. So, let me think of where Nidamira was. Is she in... for some dumb reason, I didn't at least put an indicator what town she's in. We'll run over here and check and see. Let's do this. Now, it's the last day. We really don't need a bunch of food. You don't need to eat a bunch on your last day. Oh, before we do this... All right, cabbage is going to be fine. Cheese, we're going to dump off a cheese. If it sits in your pocket, it'll rot. We can dump off the hose. And, all right, most of our food is 60% or better. So as long as it's in the food storage or in the kitchen storage, it'll only drop like 12.5%. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, oh, you're not in Myrtle Beach. You're upstate, South Carolina. You said you're up near Columbia or somewhere up near Clemson. Never mind. If you ever been over to if you ever go over to Myrtle Beach and go see the Pirates, Dolly Parton Pirates dinner theater, look for Lamar. He plays Blackbeard, and tell him Adam from Dallas sent you. He was a classmate of mine in high school. He plays the old scallywag himself. All right, so food-wise, we're good to go. We could... Oh, shoot, we can't sell that. It's not 100%. Let's take one of these. Remember, at the end of the day, you... you wind up back in your house, full water, full clean, full food, right? So once you start getting into the afternoon of the last day of a season, you don't have to worry about that stuff. Don't worry about eating. You're not going to starve to death. Things like that. We may build a fence around this field here. I kind of like that idea. Let's go around, and I don't know if I'm a big fan of these fences, but it would be cool. I wonder if they had, erosion control and concern. Crap. What an idiot. Not that it's a big deal, but I took off running. Oh, I know why. Because really food isn't a big issue at the moment. Hang on. Give me this. Give me that. Because the stuff's not going to rot. What you don't want to do is do a bunch of cooking right before the end of the season. Do your cooking at the beginning of the season unless you're going to go sell the stuff immediately. Why is that, A-Train? Because you'll lose the value of it. If it drops from 100% to 90 or 87, then and it normally sells for, 10 coins, you only get 8.7. Hey, Sven. Got 2 people with 3s in excavation. Hey, good for you. I've got 2 of them I could go get right now on the map. Of course, you were here the other night to hear that sad news. Let's see. We can get rid of the egg and the feathers. Otherwise, I think... I'm just trying to running down the road and loosen our load. Let's make sure we're clean one more time. And... Alright, so we just checked the pig pen and the the chicken coop. I'm going to put the... Oh, shoot. I didn't think about this. Hang on. Oh, no. We're making... if anything, we're making... Spit it out, man. Scrambled eggs with mushrooms. Let's check our list. Scrambled eggs with mushrooms are here. Flatbread with onions more popular. So really, this would be better to make. Here's the thing. Make pottage. Just feed your people pottage. All right? You can make soup or flatbread with onion. Sell this stuff. Okay? Here's the thing you could do too. If you want to make a bunch of money in the Oxbow, check this out. Let me see how I would do this. Let's go make some money. Dried fish meat. Price, 20. Uh-huh. See how this, we got 87.5 on this pike. So we can't sell the pike for full price. See, the pike goes for 16. All right. Let's math this out. If you sell 1 pike for 16, but you get 7 meat from it, and 7 meat, you dry that meat, and that meat sells for 20. You want to do the math on that? That's 140 meat, or 140 coins per fish. Yeah. That's what I thought. All right, let's grab these guys, and we'll leave these guys in here. I think... Let me see if we can do this at the workbench here. No, this is just weapons. Hey, quit your complaining. No complaining allowed. I don't know if I needed to do this, but I'm doing it just in case I needed to do it, but didn't know that I didn't need to do it. All right. Okay, so 7 fish meat, REF. Okay, and then we're going to do the perch. Make porridge with apple as soon as possible. Here's the thing, all right? People's demand control. Oh, okay, you got it. You're cool. All right, just wanted to check. Yeah, porridge with berries is down here. Of course, you can just pick the berries or have your herbalist hut worker pick berries during the summer. But porridge with apple, yeah, that's way up the list. I may have to fart around with that because I've got so much freaking grain. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to dry the fish because we know the fish, dried fish meat sells well, right? Like 20 coins each, right? So if we look here, fish meat sells for 10.
I'm so glad I settled down here.
I am too. And this is why you always have fast crafting on. I mean, if you want to play realistic, I guess you don't have to. All right. So now we got 148 dried fish meat as opposed to 148 fish meat. And, oh, we just doubled the value of it. All right. Wait, I still have extra crap on me, don't I? No, well, I got my hammer. And a steak. Okay, let's go. Time's wasting. It's the last day of the season. It's the time and the season for love. I do like these nice log rails. They have that over in Ostoya, and it looks super cool. Move, birds. Is there anything fish related here? Whoops. Doink. At least we got rid of that stinky dude. Flaming arrows, huff puff blow. Rabbits. No. Screw that. Do not take on missions at the last day of the season. Marky Mark's in the house. I don't think he's got any money.
You again.
He's got no money. He can buy it. Oh, it's only selling for 16? Okay. I should have known it was half, and then I get better selling prices because I'm maxed out in barter. There's 2.
Wants to see my wares?
No.
Have a good
Oh,
day.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually, yeah, I
Hello.
need something. I need 2 flaxseed. Just 2. That's it.
Price is so low. Goodbye.
All right. Where's, oh, here we go.
How can I help you?
Ponzi. Here, buy fish meat.
Prices. Good luck.
And where's our... Holy crap! What are you doing up there, Unislawa?
How are you?
Here, buy some fish meat.
Only the
Everybody gets to
best.
buy some fish
Goodbye.
meat. 1 fish meat for
My
you, and
grandpa used to
1
say,
fish meat
"When
for you,
nothing
and
hurts,
you get a fish
hello
meat,
there."
and you get a fish meat. She don't even
My
have money.
wares. See you soon.
You don't have money for a toothpick. Unislawa, you got any money, or I clean you out? I cleaned you out.
Goodbye.
Domzir,
How can I help you?
you're broke too? Ah, you can buy fish meat.
Whatever you take her.
All right, let's go see home.
Books are too expensive.
Oh, he's in the
Grab
back.
a beer.
Nothing is true. Hello.
He's a good fellow.
He didn't have enough money either.
Have a
All right,
nice
so
day.
we're done. All right, so we are going to run out here and see if we can track down Nidamira. Yeah, when you need 400 meat. Yeah, but if you want to slow the game down and make it a little more realistic, then that's something you could do, right? Then again, who's going to build a house in, one day? I think, is this Nidamira here? Oh, it's Widoslava. Okay, I'm not drafting any of you guys, so I tell you
I'm
what.
an experience. Hello there.
Something hypnotizing
I'm going to
about
draft you.
fire.
And take the next exit on the left. We're going to get a fresh crop of people in here.
How are you?
Oh, it's you again.
Me again. All right. Guys, go up there and then take the bridge to the right. Okay? All right. All right, cool. All right, that takes care of them. Takes care of that issue. Man, what time is it? 10:19. I don't feel like farting around with getting into a shooting match or something. So excuse me, pardon me. We're gonna Uber over. I mean, we could jog, we could run there, probably get there somewhat quickly, but we're gonna Uber over because I think Nidamira is at whatever the hell that place is. And see, what's interesting about what we were just talking about there,
Hello.
making the game harder, there are so many, Klonica, that's what I mean. There's so many things you can do to make the game harder. I find it hilarious when people complain that the game's too easy. Oh, I need to make the game harder. The game is harder. Or you can make it harder on yourself if you want to. You have that option. All right, now here's Homevern, and he...
Oh, it's you again.
Sorry, lady. Oh, hey, buy a fish meat.
Best goods in... Take her.
I'm not childish. They're childish.
How is life treating you?
Oh, you have money. Buy some fish meat. There you go. Now you don't have much money. Here, buy these feathers. And buy this stick. I don't want these on me anymore. There you go. Cool.
Whatever you need. See you around.
Well, nope. It's not whatever I need.
No.
Because you don't have no money. That's what I need. This guy.
Greetings.
Okay, be careful. Don't click on this.
Wondered what a world without kings would look like?
Show me your wares. Ah, fish meat. Done. Okay.
Another good luck.
All right, cool. Sold our fish meat. How much money do we have now? 63,000. Hooray. I could build a stable and buy a horse and all that, and I just don't see the... You don't see people riding horses around the map. You see dead horses. Come on, guys. Move your ass. All right, who do we got here? We got 4 people. That's our lady over there. Nidamira. Now, this chick's not bad. She's a 3 hunter and a 3 in survival. She's a 14-point NPC. Wait, 13 point. That's good.
I think my hairline is receding.
This guy, he's a 12-point NPC. But we're
How
going
is life treating you?
to get him and boot him. And then I think this guy's the same thing. Yeah, this guy's got 2 3s, but one's diplomacy, and he's got 3 1s, so he sucks. Right,
Maybe
so-
I'll start.
Oh, it's you
I've been
again.
sober since last autumn.
We're doing the septic tank clean out here.
We'll
Alright.
work for food.
And
water
Nidamira,
and some firewood.
I'm creating you are in.
And the roof of my head.
All right, so now, pay attention. Here's how you bring new villagers into your village and not boot them. You've seen how to boot them. We're going to take Nidamira. Now, notice she's got 2 things down. Needs a house, food, water, firewood. Okay, double click. House. Now, we're going to put her near the fields. I haven't named those houses yet. Let me see which. That's that one. That's the new one, and that's the other new one. So we'll put her in this one for now. All right, and then this stuff will go away here in a second. So then, where are we going to put her to work? In the barn. Barns. Make her a barn worker. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now watch. Stuff in the upper left. Goodbye. She's good to go. All right. So now we have flushed this toilet clean. Oh, well, we didn't totally. This chick, I suppose we could hold on to. Dobie. Because she's actually not bad. She's just not what we need right now. So... Slow people, walk to the right. Move us aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Doom doom ch doom doom ch doom ka doom
This
doom ch
bloody
beep beep
weather.
ch psh. All right, I think our other 2 people are over in. Shoot, where are they? Are they in?
Maybe my prices are a bit steep. How is life treating you?
Maybe are they in? I think they're in Astoya. Swing by Skowkie. Check it real quick. All right, there's a bunch of people around here at the homeless camp. Damn. Okay, so here, this is actually a pretty decent crew too. Her and her. All right, so Pekoslawa, she's a 3 in extraction. Sven, I'd send her to her, but I don't have your address. Your GPS coordinates. And she's 3 in diplomacy. She's 2 at everything else. So that makes her a 14-point NPC. That makes her a good NPC. So she would be acceptable, but I don't really need someone who's a 3 in diplomacy right now. I could take her for extraction. But see, I want Celisty because he's a 3 in extraction and a 3 in production. All right, now this chick, she is your typical 12-point NPC. She's a 3-3-2-2-1-1. She's a 3 in hunting or 3 in production, which is actually really good.
To make you forget.
So if you needed someone who was a hunter and then as a backup, they were good in production, which is your crafting, kitchen, sewing,
You're so handsome.
smithy, and
Why
workshop.
Don't you have a wife?
You would get her. So we're going to leave her be. Ildefonsa, she is 3-3. She's a 3-2-2-2-1-1, which is 3, 5, 11 points. So she's 1 below average.
How do you do?
Below average NPCs get sent back to the valley so that they can get edumacated. I wonder if it has to do with my diplomacy skill.
How is life treating you?
I don't know.
Have a nice day.
And this
I
guy
have a
is
feeling we're
an
not in the
11-point
valley
NPC.
anymore.
3, 2, 2. No, he's 12-point. But we're not going to pick him up.
Hello.
So, El Flusho.
How are all
Like the
those
red hair,
tables
don't like the bowl
lighting
cut.
up by themselves?
So, we don't take people with bad haircuts. Okay, cool. All right. So, we'll keep these 2 ladies around.
Maybe interregnum isn't such a bad thing after all.
What the heck is interregnum? I'll have to look that up. All right, let's go to Astoria.
Oh, it's you again. Every village.
Okay. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. All right, over here now, we got 2 guys we can pick. Luds is our 3 in extraction, 3 in hunting. We're going to leave him be because he's
Sometimes.
quality. He is a
I
14-point
get a feeling
NPC.
those locals frown upon us.
These 2, I think, can go. This guy here, he's a 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Cuthbert. He's actually a 13-point NPC, which is a point above average. And if you needed someone who was a survival expert for your fishing or for your herbalist hut, you could pick him up. I want someone with 2 3s on their resume, minimum. And not necessarily in diplomacy. That's my lowest deal. Now this lady, she's a 12-point NPC. Extraction specialist. Now here's Solus. This is our guy right here. Yeah, so we're actually going to leave these people here. Because they're average or above. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to...
Hello there.
Bratwurst. We're going to send Bratwurst packing. She needs to work on her body odor.
Travels are all very well.
Oh, okay. So see, now, Niedermeyer, she's assigned to a house. She's on her way up. She got a job, a house. Good to go.
I
All
would
right.
love to find. How is life treating you?
I'm good. Good. Take off, eh? Here, let me get you a house. Go to this house here. That's the southern. That's the southern one. Yeah, he's not a farmer, so this is good. We don't need him near the farm. Remember, unless they're a farmer, you don't need them near their job. Okay. Let's see. We'll put him in this house. That'll make him happy. And then he is an extraction specialist. We are going to put him in. I think I'm going to build another excavation shed. he's going to go into, we're just going to put him in Woodshed A with the other person. We've got stuff stocked in Woodshed B, but I don't want to have to fart around with assigning job stuff. So now he's good to go. All right, that's it. We've done our recruiting for the season, and we are all set. We still have an extra
Finally,
house.
the winter's over.
And that gets us prepared for summer. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I feel like there should be two different setups for Wagoner's position. And this is one. You got to provide some logs and planks. And then animal feed. And then the Wagoner will take care of it from there. But I think you should have to have an initial amount.
Need a ride?
Yes.
Hello there.
And then this is the other one, which instead of planks, you just need 24 logs or something. And then some feed. Yeah, this one's a little more advanced. And then you should be able to place that as a placeable building near your village, and then a Wagoner will come work for you.
I spend more time with this horse than with my family.
All right, cool. Pigeons? All right, what else do we want to see or do here? It's almost the end of the last day of spring. And then I think I'm going to take a break and do some dinner. And then we're going to come back for summer this evening. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum. What we could do, let's see if we've recovered our limestone. Oh, let's take a look at this real quick. Since we put a second guy into the woodshed. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So 14.5. So 14 and a half firewood times 4 is 29.58. So that's 58 firewood per day. It says we're using 263. Something doesn't seem right about that. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. We may have to get us another extraction specialist and put them to work in there. Or I've worked smarter, not harder, A-Train. We don't need so many logs. We don't need so much crap. Okay. So let's get Home Vern here. Or that's not Home Vern. That's so odd.
I need to
Solid Street. Okay. We're going to actually switch him over to Woodshed 2. B. Okay. Now, problem is there's no work assigned there. So now we got to go in and assign some work. We're going to have him focus on firewood. That's going to be his job. So that's almost 100 firewood per day. Okay.
on that.
We'll see how that works out, so to speak. What else can we do here while we're farting around for season change? Guess we go check the chicks. Could do some housing upgrades. You guys got any questions? Surprise me if there's going to be a new profession in a future update. Jesus, look at all the frickin' pigs. Feed the pig! They're just poop machines. And look at this. I just cleaned this out. They just need to consolidate the animal keeper professions. And it just become a workload thing. I'll wash your ass or something. See y'all. Good God. That's how quick they're producing poop. They're not even in there and they're producing poop. That's crappy.
And irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Okay, cool. I like this little village hub. You guys like it? So again, and we talked about this the other day, some of the thoughts in your village design. Here's resource storage. I've got production buildings that way. And then I've got extraction and hunting that way, and then food and kitchen right across from it. So everything is easy to get to from this is intake, and this is output. So from here, it's just a matter of just a few steps to boom, 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 boom. And then we've got the second smithy over here.
May the forge be with you.
Yes, and also with you. Extraction building. Yes, I did bring that up, didn't I? So yeah, that's an extraction building foundation right there. Pardon me. Here's our extraction building. I think I put a bunch of tools in here. That's good. We might could use another one of these. Now the question is, where do we put it? I've got space reserved right behind here. This is our food storage, right? Space, you know what? Let's just frickin' lay it out. Doofus. Duh. If you're keeping that much food, I would suggest if you're not using the trunk here and you're not cooking stuff, there's 400 kilos there. And this is 1,000 kilos here. Okay? You should be producing stuff and selling it. 100%. Okay, the rye bread is going to drop off, but may still be edible. Buckets of water. Okay. And we got one egg. All right, so let's just look back up this street here. Let's say, all right, if we need a second food storage building. We'll face east. We're going to back up, and we can't back up anymore. Crap. I encountered this problem earlier, or yesterday when I was working on those houses. So let me try this. I don't think this is going to help, but we'll try it. That. Nope. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is this is where we want it.
No one can destroy the metal. The metal will strike you down with a vicious blow.
Yeah, crap. Literally. Oh, wait a minute. I have a plan. Let's try this. Okay, so it's facing east, right? Now it's facing west. What's happened? What happened? Something up, bep, 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 bep. Okay, here's what I want to do. I just want the visual reference of another building. Yeah, that'll do. I think we're facing pretty close to west. If you look at how the red is disappearing. Yeah, I'd say we're good. All right, so let's just slide back here and then get into a position where it turns green. Doink. All right. So that, hopefully. So we could use that to build a second wood storage or food storage. And then I suppose we have a couple of ways we could do this here. We could extend this road slightly. And we could look at putting an excavation hut here. Excavation shed. I don't know if there's enough room, but that tree's the key. The tree's in the way. So we could leave the tree. We could try to squeeze this in here. We could put it across the street. We could put it up here. This might not be a bad place for it. Because it's not going to matter at this point if we lose bushes. We do not need, excuse me, we do not need any more berries. We don't need unripe berries. Okay. There's a little gap there. Yeah. Works pretty good. All right. So we just lay those there. That's future consideration. So, you know, unless we pull the hammer out, I'm not really going to see them. I'm just going to have them marked off. Hi, Lee. How are you? And yeah. I think that pretty well squares us away. I don't think we're worried about any food going bad. If we want to cook stuff, we wait for the season change to occur first, because we can't go sell it. We basically cleaned out all the vendors, right? We've still got plenty of pottage. We can make more. We got flatbread with onion. That's great. What we want to make is, you know what? I know what. Let's go see if we can gather some more morel mushrooms just in case. Yeah, there's some. Wait, what am I doing? Up. Okay, cool. We've got enough to make 15 things of scrambled eggs with mushrooms. No, damn it, I didn't want the steak. I want the mushroom. All right, let's see. Cluster them over here. And what we'll do is probably make scrambled eggs with mushrooms and then sell them. But we can, the morel mushrooms will hang with us for several seasons. They'll stay fresh. Well, because it's going to take a minute to get up to speed on egg production. And they may have nerfed that. I don't know. Now, if you're new to the Oxbow, there is normally a wolf spawn right here. And that little plot of road nixed that. You can also find, there will also be a abandoned campsite over here. Usually in the first season or so. And if you run up here, now if you go across that ridge line, oh, there can be an abandoned camp here. Go across that ridge line, there's more wolves. So be aware of that. And then there's piggies up there. And there's berries through here. How many mushrooms I gather? Oh, flax. Shoot. I didn't think of that. We need to get that on the ground here real quick. What time is it? You know what time it is? You know what time it is? Hope you guys have seen that. That was on yesterday or so. Free Guy. I love that movie. So good. Except for the silly PC crap that they throw in there. And I don't mean computer. Think about this. Bag. I think we've got a bag. Oops. In here. So we're producing them. Oh, look. We got a bag in here. Stupid. What'd you just do? What did I just do? Nothing, I don't think. Actually, 2. All right, let's go throw these 2 things of flax seeds so we have a complete field. So now we're going to have 240 tiles of flax. That's a lot of flax. Oh, that's convenient. It's right here. And that would be this. Boom. Boom. Yeah, we're done. Okay. Sweet. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. If you are, please give us a like. Share with your friends. Let them know about the channel. Appreciate you helping us grow. We're over 1,600 people, which is great. We've added a little over 600 people in the course of the past year. I only see 2 likes, and I know one of those is from me, so y'all slip us a like, please. I appreciate you. Sven, Autumn, Lee, like. Hope you guys are staying warm wherever you are. Autumn said it's warmed up in South Carolina. I know Lee's 8 miles or so from me that direction. Most of the snow is melted off. At least it's cleared off the roads, which kind of sucks. But that's all right. We're going to make it. And you know what? I think... See, so I don't want to cook anything right now. You're better off letting your food degrade a little bit. All right? Like this will drop to 62.5. That's fine. It can be down to freaking 10%. And, oh, morel mushrooms. And once you cook it, it then comes back up to full numbers. It's fresh. So yeah, it'd be good to go. If you have stuff that's below 50%, go ahead and set that out to rot. And because once it gets to a certain point, it will rot anyway in your food storage, and that's kind of gross. Excuse me, like this rye bread. You know something? You know something? You know what time it is? Let's find out what rye bread does. So we know most vegetables, when they rot, only give you 1 rot, right? Chomp. And then we're going to XEF. We're just going to let it rot. And we're going to see how much rot we get out of it. Like these 4 unripe berries are going to give us 4 rot. If we put meat in here, it's going to give us 3 rot per meat. All right? But I don't know what bread does. I've never put bread out to rot, so let's find out. And yeah, so that's the end of the season. Look at the cherry trees. Cherry blossoms. So pretty. I hope someday to see that in Japan. Oh, we mentioned maybe doing a fence around this field. What kind of fence could we do around this field? I might want to take some of these shrubs out, so I might put a path down and take the path out, but let's see. If we're facing north, now remember this gets a little goofy here. I want to be just a little bit out of the space. Log, plank fences, stone fences. I don't think we've got those unlocked yet. Nope. Plank fences. Now there's a low plank fence, which is what we saw around that other field. Simple plank picket fence. Then there's the plank fence, which we've used. Then there's the wooden fence. We don't have that figured out yet. So the low plank fence. Oh, you know what? The low plank fence might be cool because it seems like it would be an anti-erosion kind of deal to put this here, right? Because this is built on the slope. That would make sense. So let's just... Why am I stopped? Oh, don't do that. Really? Seriously? That's new. Or do I just need to step around it? Yeah, there we go. All right, so it was stopping me at the initial point. Now, notice I'm facing north because your field's, you know, oriented north, south, east, west, cardinal directions. So I'm going to left click here, and now I'm going to sidestep left because it's still connected. And what I could do is go to about here and then click and then back my ass up. So there's obstacles in my way. All right, so now we're going to stop there. All right, so let's whip out this hammer. We need 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. 34 planks. Because why not? Because we got planks to spare. Surprised there's not sticks involved in this. Oh shoot, we're gonna have to move it. I like to move it, move it. Done. All right, erosion control. Hooray. So see, if we have water streaming off the roofs of the buildings, this will help prevent it from washing out our field. DDKK. Hey, welcome aboard. Let's hold on, put this in a hold position here real quick. I'm enjoying your Medieval Dynasty stream. So if you take raw food ingredients that are in the red, then cook a recipe with them, the resulting product goes back to 100%. Correct. You are correct, sir. Or ma'am, whoever you are. Yes, that's correct. If you take something that's in the red, and I don't mean the Allen Americans, you live in the red. Red. Yeah, you cook it, it will be fresh. It resets it to, because whatever the new thing is 100%. Stuff goes into the red when it drops below 30% freshness. So you just want to keep an eye on things over here, like eye on television. And, you know, if it's at 50% or less, especially if it's meat, I would go ahead and put it out. But like that meat will drop off. So for next season, we've got 472 cabbage. We have 406 meat. The significance is we need 300 meat and 200 cabbage to make, and 100 wooden bowls. We can make 100 pottage. So, yeah. So this dropping off at 75%, your people could eat it. I think we got more meat over here too. So in theory, oh yeah, babe. In theory, what you want to do is cook the older meat first, and I'll be making more pottage just to feed my people. I don't think we have time to make more wheat bowls. Nope, it's about to be seasons change. Let's put this down. Let's go in the house. Because, doink, there we go. And here we are. Summer, summer, summertime. Time to go. I just sit back and unwind. Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Just a little break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore rap that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove smooth and moves romance? Give me a soft little twist. And if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. All right. Anyway, so enough Will Smith. Let's get our short sleeve tunic. And we can actually ditch our hose. Did we ditch my pants? Did I ditch my pants? Did I ship my pants? I shipped my pants. Okay, so we can switch over to our trousers with cuffs. I don't need the toy horse for frack's sake. All right, so we got pants. And, oh, ladies, cover your eyes. White boy in the house. Hey, here we go. This will make it all better. I have a hat now. Don't you think I look good in this hat? And cuffs. There we go. Here we go. All right, that should take care of us from a temperature standpoint. So, all right, cool. We are set for summer. We are equipped, not stripped. We are going to have some work to do here because we got fields. We got trees full of fruit, and we got fields to reap. We've got 4 fields of flax, a field of cabbage. Wait, do I have a field of cabbage? Let's look. So we have 4 fields of flax. We got a field of onions. And yeah, the beetroot, the wheat, and the oats are all good till autumn. And what we're going to do is this field of onions, we're going to replant with cabbage, I think. Yep, I think that's the plan. And I love it when a plan comes together. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. All right, but for now, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to do a quick save here, put that in the holding pattern, come back to this, and say, thank you all for tuning in. Good God, 2 hours and 13 minutes. Oh my God. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, if you missed the opening to the video, we went through pretty in-depth on how to do farming again. So feel free to go back and watch that. If you have questions, put those in comments. And hey guys, if you come back later on, throw a comment in the comments below. It helps, even just a smiley face or something on my videos helps enhance my YouTube algorithm stuff so more people see the videos, and we like more people seeing the videos. So like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell icon so you know when we go live or upload a video. Medieval Dynasty, fantastic game, totally worth the money. Although, keep in mind, we're playing on the Oxbow map, which is version 2.0.0.9 currently, version 2.0. And that's currently only available on PC Steam. Okay? Other platforms will be seeing it later. It's supposed to be here in the first half of this year. And so if you're on Xbox, PS5, something else, another platform, be patient. Check the RenderCube games and Toplets social medias or stuff from Medieval Dynasty to know when those will be up. Yeah, go ahead and turn on that bell icon because I may chill and watch football, or I may be on again later. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell icon so you know when we go live or upload a video. I appreciate you all being here and being part of the discussion. You make it a lot more fun. And appreciate any questions you have, ask. There are no stupid questions, Eric, only stupid people. If you don't know, you don't know. And there are some differences between the Oxbow, which is this, and the Valley, especially with the economy and some of the other things. But hey, we'll get your questions answered. And hey, if it's something, I may even do a video about it. But check out the rest of the videos on the channel. I do have some short form videos on things like recruiting, basics of hunting, things of that nature. And we also have various visual aids. If you're new to the game and want to say, hey, A-Train, how do I find stuff to get started? Well, I have a looting path map for the Valley, and I have a looting path for the Oxbow now. Those are both on the community tab on my YouTube channel. So go check those out. And if you have questions, again, ask your questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So, guys, I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a great day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are on planet Earth or beyond. I'm A-Train. It's over. And I'm out.